get a little bit of TV action here on Watch What You Bet here on That Betting Show, Teddy. Reds look for 2 in a row over Houston. You had Miley on the mound yesterday and Castillo. Castillo pitched very well once again, a 3-2 victory by the Reds. Now they're going to do it again tonight. A little bit of a level up in competition from Miley to Verlander, as you see with the odds that we're currently sitting here. Opened up around 170, 175, still staying in that range. Over under, Teddy, opens up at 8. Now we're seeing a little bit of increase in that, up to 8.5. The Astros are 48-25 on the season. The Reds 32-38. Verlander versus DeSclafani tonight.
Yeah, and the Reds coming off a nice win yesterday. They're saying the right things about facing Verlander today. Nick Senzel, their center fielder, quote, "It was helpful that we got to face Scherzer a couple of weeks ago. That's a legend in the sport. And the same for Verlander. You just want to compete. And when you face guys like that, you want your game to elevate to that level. I'm sure we're going to do that. We need to start getting rolling before the first half of the season's over. We need to get on a little run. We're capable of doing that." I believe that for this Red squad. And Verlander, again, back-to-back no decisions, 22 strikeouts and no walks, over 13.1 innings of work in those last 2 starts. But we're talking about a pitcher, again, the advanced metrics on Verlander, a little bit dicey. They say he's supposed to regress. He's given up 17 homers already this season. And it's an Astros squad that all of a sudden, 2 straight losses. They're slumping. Houston's last 3-game losing streak ended on April 22nd.
Another game here for us tonight, Teddy. Brewers and the Padres. We joked about it yesterday. Did they leave all their runs in Colorado? No. They saved 2 for last night's game, Teddy, and 2 was just enough for us to get that W there. So we'll take a look at it again tonight, the Brewers and the Padres. Didn't have any lines up early, but now we're seeing some stuff come through on SBRodds.com. Woodruff versus the lefty Allen. Keep in mind, Logan Allen's going to make his major league debut tonight, and it looks like the markets don't really agree with that move, Teddy. Opened up at 146, 150, now sitting as high as 165. If we take a look at the over-unders, sort of sinking a little bit. Some offshore markets, Teddy, opened up at 8.5, now sitting at 7.5, and in that 8 range. Brewers are 40-32 on the season. The Padres 36-37. Woodruff versus Allen tonight.
Yeah, and the market's high on Woodruff. I don't blame them. They're 12-2 when he starts this season, including 9-0 his last 9. 96 strikeouts in 81 innings this season, allowing just 1.15 whip. Opponents hitting just 235 against him. His sinker ball has been nasty. 8th in the NL in strikeouts, averaging 10.6 per 9 innings, a 4.2 strikeout to walk ratio. He's got some really good numbers. And, of course, the Padres' bats cooled off last night, scoring the 2. Of course, that was 2 more than Milwaukee scored last night, but the markets are expecting the Brewers' bats to get going here against Logan Allen. Remember, it's one thing if you bring up your top prospect or even your number 2 or your number 3. This is the 5th different rookie starter that the Padres have had to call up this year. All right, he's not their first choice. He has a 5.15 ERA in 13 starts at AAA. The quote from Padres manager Andy Green, quote, "We don't necessarily stare at the stat line in El Paso anymore, whether it's the pitchers or the hitters. We look at the whole body of work, and we feel like the secondary info is where it needs to be for Logan to be successful here. We like the 4-pitch mix he brings. We feel over the last few starts he's trended in the right direction. Obviously, we're in a place of need right now. We need someone to step up big to help us. He's a guy we've been paying attention to for a long time. I don't trust him. I understand the Milwaukee money might be a run line spot for the Brewers."
Ted, it's interesting you bring that up there. I want you to take just a few moments here to take a look and say, you know what, because the point you brought up is a lot of people look and say, all right, the prospect is coming up. How do you approach whether it A, a top prospect, B, an average prospect, or even a first guy getting his look in Major League Baseball? Because it does happen quite frequently, and it's one of those things where if you're a novice handicapper, or even a professional handicapper, you don't really get a good feel on how this pitcher's going to do, how long he's going to go. Can you just spend maybe, a minute or 30 seconds here talking about how you approach that type of situation when you have that new pitcher making his debut on the mound?
Sure, and some guys spend a lot of time and grade out all the pitchers in spring training. I usually don't have time to do that because I'm working NBA and March Madness. So what I do when a new pitcher comes up that I'm not familiar with is, you Google them, prospect rankings, and you see where was this guy last year, where was this guy prior to the season, and all of a sudden you see a guy, hey, he was their 38th prospect, and all of a sudden he's getting a call up. That's not a good thing. And again, you go through the list. Oh, this guy got called up already. Oh, he didn't pan out. This guy got called up, but he got hurt. This guy got called up, and he's still there. Oh, and now they're calling up this guy. And you can see as the prospects ahead or behind him. And again, Google, powerful tool for for many of your sports betting needs.
Yep, absolutely. They're also another interesting one here, Teddy. I do use sometimes with some of these guys that get brought up. You actually can go to YouTube and see some of these guys' full games or actual highlights in AAA or AA. Sometimes you see a lefty with a weird motion that might not be able to catch up for the first 2 times around, or a kid that throws extremely hard. You can get a lot of things by using Google. You're right. So use that all to your advantage here, only in the long term, designed to get you more money. Teddy, Texas looking for back-to-back wins over the Tribe. We saw a game yesterday where Clevenger was sensational to start the season. Comes back yesterday, 7-2 win for the Texas Rangers. They're going to get it going again tonight. Rangers favored getting plus 115 tonight with a total of 10.5. Plesac versus Sampson tonight.
Look, the Rangers are 25-12 at home. All right, they haven't been priced that way. I'm putting that mildly. If they win tonight, they're going to go 7 games above 500 for the first time all season. They've been 6 games as high as 6 games above. Yesterday they scored all 7 of their runs with 2 outs. This is a team that's feeling good about themselves, that's getting clutch hits, that's getting clutch outs, and they're overachieving at home day in, day out. They're dogs again today. Look, Adrian Sampson was good. He had a 5-start winning streak and the game snapped. He got beat up by Boston last time. I'll give him 4 dingers. That being said, he's been real, like Texas, he's been real good at home. 4-1, 2.70 ERA, 5 starts, 3 relief appearances. Now, look, Plesac's obviously been pretty good this season. He had a bad outing last time against Cincinnati. He's given up 5 home runs in 4 starts. And this is his first start in Arlington. That concerns me here. Right now, again, Texas is hitting. They're clutch hitting. I know their bullpen's not the Indians, and if it comes down to a bullpen, Texas is going to be at a bullpen game. The Rangers are legitimately at a disadvantage. But there aren't many other disadvantages they have in this game. I think they're live dogs tonight.